Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Beardblade for the PC. You can download this game off of Steam for $19.99, and I will put a link to where you can buy the game in the description. So, this is a much more recent game at the time of this Let's Play's recording. Even though this game came out in 2021, I did not know about the game until the beginning of 2022. And work on this game had commenced since 2016. There was a Kickstarter for this game. I just found out about it. They were supposed to... Well, they were hoping to get $95,000 for it, but they didn't. And because of that, it took longer for this game to be developed and to come out. Some things that were going to end up in the game ended up being cut as a result, but the developers did work on this game and eventually release it for all to play. I have watched somebody play this game. I have seen someone play this game in action. Nufi Bonga. But I can tell you right now, this is actually a pretty good game. So let's go ahead and press start here. And file 3 was me practicing this game earlier. I decided to play the opening level as well as the very first one, and I might as well do that for this first video as well. So let's go ahead and start our main file in file 1. And we now have the story. So apparently we are asleep. These humanoid creatures found an orb, but one of our sheep ate it. And in response, these creatures kidnapped our sheep in order to get the orb back. Well, they woke us up in all of that happening, and now we're going after these guys. We're on their ship. We're going to try to get our sheep back. So left and right lets you move around. Down left and down right lets you crawl. Apparently. No, I think it's actually better if I crawled using the left analog stick. I am using an Xbox 360 controller, by the way. And the A button lets us jump. If I mention A button or X button or Y button or anything like that, I'm referring to the Xbox 360 controller. You can play this game with an Xbox 360 controller. PS4 controller is not supported, according to the Steam download page. So anyway, let's go ahead and head to the right here. And, well, now we're locked in, but we can pick up some coins. Up in the upper left-hand corner, we have our health. We have 3 hit points, and we lose all of them, we die. Thankfully, we have infinite lives. And those 3 silver spinning things we picked up are coins. Coins are obviously going to be the currency for this game, and we need to get as many as we can to get things that are useful. To drop down, hold down, press the A button, and you will drop down. Let's jump over these jumping boards and jump on this red one to get over here. And in case you forgot how to drop down, the game does remind you. It is a rather nice tutorial after all. We won't be able to attack enemies yet. You can jump on them, but you'll just ride on them like... Actually, no, you'll just bounce off of them. I was under the impression you could ride on them like in Super Mario Bros. 2 or Super Mario Bros. USA, but, well, that's not the case. Also, we want to be very careful so that mouse doesn't hit us or that we don't fall into the pit. This is a tutorial, so the game is pretty forgiving at this point, but still, I don't want to drop down there. And with down left and down right, you can crawl. We can crawl to go through this secret passage here to get some coins. We do want to watch out for the cannonballs from the cannon. Those things will hurt us. You can duck down there if you need to. And apparently if you want to duck with the D-pad on the Xbox 360 controller, you kind of need to press down and left or down and right immediately. And then you can do it. But I think it's better if you use the left analog stick. That guy is behind these boxes, but, well, we can't get to him. And as soon as we drop down, we are now in a cell, and we are now trapped with this guy. But if we approach this guy, we can talk to him. Just go up to him just a little bit and press up. You can also use this to read signs, too, as you'll find out. Who is it now? I haven't seen you before. I assume you're not with them? It wouldn't be an unreasonable request if I were to ask you to get me down, would it? You can press A to skip through the dialogue, by the way. I've been locked in here for quite some time. Please, will you help me? But thou must. You will? Thank you, stranger. I promise I'll make it worth your time. Okay, so I've been thinking and I have an idea on how you can free me. From this angle, a solid tackle should do the trick. Come on then, run and jump into me. That should be enough force to break this chain. And if you just jump into him, you'll free him from the post. Phew, thank you. Okay, there's no time to waste. We need to find a way off this ship. Well, the only way in was up, and I don't think right is going to work, so what ideas could you possibly have? What's that? They took your sheep? How odd, but hardly surprising. They're a grubby lot, those smugglins. We finally have a name to the face, so to speak. The smugglins were the ones who found that orb and kidnapped our sheep. I'm not much of a brawler, so I won't be of much help if you choose to fight them. However, I could provide help in another way. You see, I have a gift. I can manifest a person's peculiar trait. You never know what your trait might be. From controlling the air around you or talking to plants, everyone has an ability waiting to be awakened. I can understand why you're skeptical, but I insist you allow me to give it a shot. Yeah? All right. Just stand still and... And our beard is now sentient, apparently. And has fingers. So, that's it. Interesting. I can't say I'm impressed just yet, but we have yet to see your full potential. I'm not exactly sure how that could help us escape, but I'm sure you can find a way. I bet we could break that door down with enough force. Any ideas? My powers are drained at the moment, so I'm trusting you can find a way out of here. And if you go up to the cell... Actually, what happens if you talk to this guy again? Oh, you just get the same dialogue. But if you approach this door, you'll be told to press X. Keep pressing X to hit the cell door, and you'll eventually break it. Magnificent! Using your beard as a blade? I've never seen anything quite like it. Now then, let's move forward. I'll meet you up ahead. And he does move to the right. And our beard can be a fist or a blade, depending on whether or not we're holding left or right at the moment while we're attacking. But by going through here, we get to see our first checkpoint. By running into this barber pole, you can trigger a checkpoint. In case you die, you'll go back to the last one you touched instead of going back to the beginning of the level. With our newfound attack, we can break crates. And we can also beat enemies such as these mice. Sometimes enemies will drop coins. Sometimes they can drop health too. Enemies here won't really drop much. And while we could take that jumping board over there where that box is, you won't be able to break it unless you go over here first. That reveals a platform. Now we have to go back around and jump here. I want to think that the bandage on that wall is a clue that you do have to hit that crate through the wall. And now, we really need to survive at this point. And I think it's better if I went into the crouching animation first before I went... Or rather, the crouching animation first before I went into the crawling animation. And once we break this crate, this guy will see us. Well, actually, he won't. He'll see us through the crate. But if we keep hitting him with X, we can beat him up. If you find a chest, go up to it and press up, and you'll get whatever's inside. There's a heart right there. That heart in that chest was glowing, and I'm pretty sure it refilled all of our health if we grabbed it. Thankfully, we did well enough not to get hit. We have another checkpoint. Let's go to right. And from here, we are going to have our first real enemy fight. What? How did you two get out of your cell? Wait, two? The logbook said there was only one prisoner. Looks like we got ourselves a stowaway. We landed at Pamperi Isle. Great. Just what I needed. One more strike and I'm done for. Master Orzo can't hear about this. There's no way I'm gonna let you chumps be my downfall. Smuglins, ready the cannon. Remember, Orzo doesn't need to know about this. I've got it handled. And lock the doors. Well, of course we have to lock the doors. How else are we gonna have a proper boss fight? So this guy's gonna get into this thing that shoots cannonballs, and you stand right above where one of these jumping boards at the bottom is, and then move out of the way once the flashing red light stops flashing, or rather when it starts flashing. You'll be able to move out of the way of the cannonball. Now, we need to stay on the move and have that happen. Apparently, you need to be just ahead of the moving jumping boards so that the cannonball lands as a jumping board passes by, so you can get the second hit in and beat that guy at his own game. I didn't think it would take that long, though. Or rather, I didn't think it would happen that quickly, but well, here we are. Nice work. You managed to pull through. Just up ahead is the cockpit. Perhaps that's where they're keeping your sheep? Uh-oh. It looks like he's up for more. Let's finish this so we can get going. And from here, this guy just charges at you. Just keep hitting him. And apparently he hit me on the last hit. Thanks, guy. But by beating this guy up, he falls down. We steal his clothes. Yes, he fell down in his underwear. And we find out that our protagonist's name is Branson. And we also get the name of his talent and the game. Well, at least we're not in our pajamas anymore. Great job! That cape suits you, but not as well as my spell. I was right to trust you. Okay, our biggest challenge lies ahead. Follow me! And I'm pretty sure that as soon as we go to the right, we get a cutscene. Yep, we get a cutscene. That is a lot more sheep than we saw in the intro. I'm assuming that's maybe all of our sheep, maybe just a fraction of our flock, but nevertheless, this guy is stealing our sheep. What is the meaning of this? Who let him out of his cell? I step away for one moment and everything goes wrong. I can't rely on this crew for anything. Surprised to see me, Orzo? Your underlings are no match for my friend here. Now hand over the sheep. And apparently that was the sheep that ate the orb. And with that explosion, the control of the ship is lost, and we end up crashing into a rock, which sends us right over here and scatters our flak all across the game world. So if we press Y, we can get the menu, we can save our game at any time, we can see the game options, we can quit the game. I'm just going to resume for now, and if you use left trigger or right trigger, you can see your treasures. You can see what treasures and cards you have collected. We haven't collected anything yet, though. For now, we are on this island. We are on Pimento Island, and we have two locations that we can pick between. We have Mora's house and Caraway Bay 1. Let's check out Mora's house. There isn't much to do here. And by the way, if you double tap the A button, you can do this little float animation, which lets you travel a little further in midair. That may come in handy. And if you walk up to this doorway and press up, you'll enter Mora's house. I'm assuming that's Mora's house. The dog will follow around if he sees you, and you can refill your health if need be. Which is interesting because we now have full health after playing through the tutorial level. But it is there. And that's all that we can do. So let's go ahead and head to the right to exit this area and go to Caraway Bay 1. So we have some things in the lower corners. The lower left corner shows how many of these special coins that we picked up. These big coins. I'm just going to call them big coins unless I find out they have a name. And apparently those are among the collectibles in the game. And on the lower right hand corner, you have a picture of a sun and AM. This game has a day and night cycle, and whenever you complete a level in the game, you go from day to night and night to day. If you look in the upper left hand corner, you get information on the pickups for that level. There is a set of collectibles for the daytime and a set of collectibles for the nighttime. So all these levels have two different versions, one for day and one for night, and you're going to have to go through them all in order to get everything. You're going to have to go through all these versions of all these levels just to collect all the collectibles. And now it's time for Caraway Bay 1. If you go to the left, you can pick up some coins, but that's about it. By the way, when you're swimming, you can move around with the D-pad or the left stick, and you're going to need to actually jump in order to get out of the water. You also have an air meter, and if that runs out, I'm pretty sure you're going to lose one of your infinite lives. Also, you can jump onto the top of the palm trees in order to stand on them, which is neat. Now, we really want to go right, but of course if you went left, you get some extra coins. And now it's time to beat up some enemies. These little hermit crab enemies will take a couple hits to defeat. 2 as a matter of fact, but they just move back and forth. That's about it. And if we drop down here and make our way to the left, we can get one of the 3 big coins. I don't think the big coins count towards your total currency total. They're just their own thing. And we could go to the right, but you're not going to miss much. Matter of fact, you'll end up right where that crate is with the shortcut that we're about to take. If we drop down here, one, we can read a sign warning us of bottomless pits. Yeah, if you see a sign with a skull on it anywhere in this level, you're near a bottomless pit. Don't fall down, or else you're going to be sent back to the beginning of the level in this case. And by going through here, we picked up a card. Number 1, Scarakara. So these trading cards have enemies and bosses that you'll see throughout the game. Also, these little red dotted lines with the sun in the center, you can pass through these in the day, but they'll be solid blocks you can't pass through at night. Likewise, there are dotted line blocks with moons on them that you can pass through at night, but not during the day. And like I told you, you didn't miss much going through this shortcut. And there is one route for day and one route for night. You can only choose the route that you have for the current time of day. So there's an AM route and a PM route. We're going to have to take the AM route, obviously. And we have to take a elevator towards this area here. These slimes on the ceiling will spit projectiles. They take 3 hits to destroy, and then they split in half. The split halves, I believe, take 1 or 2 hits to defeat. And I'm going to skip those coins. I do not feel like dealing with those enemies at all. And apparently you cannot duck an attack. Good to know. Those are sort of a shame, really. Yeah, you can't attack while ducking. We will be able to get to that chest eventually, but not right now. Let's go ahead and hit this checkpoint first. Then, enter this door. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. When you approach the sand here, you'll see these crabs show up. These crabs take 2 hits to kill, but by defeating both of them, you get another big coin. And of course, everything will respawn, but I'll take all the money that I can get. It'll definitely help. And there's another bottomless pit here, so you do want to be careful. And we want to make sure that we open this chest. The coins will spill out. You do want to be careful trying to get them all. And while you could break this, you can't do it quite yet. However, there is a way to get to this. And that's not exactly how I wanted to do that. Yeah, that trick where I told you to double tap and then hold the button on the second tap. Yeah, you're going to have to use that to get over the pit to get to that 3rd coin. You're expected to break that, I think, but, well, there is another way. Let's go ahead and break through all these crates. But before we go to the right, let's go over here and open this chest, which has a note on it. And inside is track 1. By opening the red chest with the notes on them, you can unlock songs from the game. You can unlock the OST for this game. And I'm pretty sure there's a track for every level in the game, I think. Every day and night version. Anyway, let's go to the right here. And this guy has a bag over his shoulder. You'll be chasing him around whenever you get close to him. You want to hit this guy when he jumps to the center platform. And once you beat this guy, you can go up to the bag, press up, and you can rescue one of your sheep. Some of the fanfares in this game remind me of Capcom games on Super Nintendo. Can't be just me. But anyway, when you clear a level, you'll see what collectibles you have picked up. There will be more to this screen that I'll be able to explain in time. For now, let's just go ahead and continue. And we have unlocked Caraway Bay 2. And it's now PM. If we complete another stage, it'll be back to AM again. Let us go ahead and save our game. Save is complete. And I'm pretty sure I've been recording for 20 minutes. I want to keep these videos at 20 minutes. Ah, yes, about 24. That'll do it. Join me next time where we play more of Beard Blade. I will explore Caraway Bay 1 at night, and maybe play a little bit of Caraway Bay 2. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!